Hey guys, it's that time of the month again. Time to look at a calendar and what you can expect so you can make the right decisions. Let's do it.
Let the lesson begin.
Alright guys, so with every calendar review, so forth, I'm going to go through sections of it, and hopefully with this I can set your expectations for the month coming and potentially future months for how you can save or invest into the right characters or the right units or whatever skills you're looking for to make good decisions, as always in Heroes, as it is a game of limited resources. So to section off this video, of course I have the timestamps, and I'm going to cover the most important stuff. I'm not going to cover like quests or daily logins or whatever, like that's not that important. Yeah, so what I'll cover here is starting off with the banners, and then like the Hall of Forms, maybe legendary hero, and what we can expect maybe for the month going forward as well. All right, so yeah, let's jump straight into banners and just kind of the more unknown. So the first thing you got to actually keep in mind with April and why it's special is for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is odd because we don't have a FEH channel. Usually we have a FEH channel in April, which means we get a bunch of news and some events, potentially free heroes, whatever, or just an update with a new mode. This is odd because we don't have it this year, or we don't have it yet. It could happen. So we don't have any indication of a golden week, which usually happens every year, which is like the Japanese celebration of giving us stuff, and I don't know, they're just throwing around money. Don't quote me on that. I don't actually know the full details. But anyways, it's odd because we don't have that. And April doesn't really have a season or like a festival associated with it. So you usually get some random theme, or it has been like that for the past 2 years. So last year's, for example, was this like young versions of the original Fire Emblem game. And of course, the one before was the picnic ones, which had Valencia and Fade's characters. So that's what's interesting here, is because the special heroes, we don't really know what's coming. It could be a repeat of those themes, or it could be something completely new. Either way, it is something to look forward to. And the thing that was like disappointing with last year's Golden Week was like we had these picnic characters repeated with like the Golden Celebration, and since they're a year old, they weren't that appealing. We know now that that's likely not going to happen. We're not going to get tickets for these older banners, and hopefully something more appealing, maybe Brave Heroes like the year before. I think that would be ideal. Anyways, you do get these repeats, and I guess if they're still your favorites or you're waiting for them, then yeah, this is probably a chance to try for them. Not necessarily, yeah. What is expected though is definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but very likely that we would get maybe a FEH channel for like the Golden Week or some sort of celebratory thing, maybe a new mode, just to like keep the engagement going in the game. With the skill banners, I've got a list of potential heroes on the left there that we could get with those, and as always, skill banners tend to be like 3 heroes, so they actually tend to be pretty good to target 4 skills. Okay, so with skill banners, it's actually pretty decent of an option to try to like target those characters, and the reason for it is because they tend to be 3-person, and as with all the mathematical summoning videos that I've covered already, the less amount of focus units on a banner, the easier it is to target them, despite no spark. If you really wanted to, you either try to spark a certain character, 40 summons, or you go for like these skill banners where there's like 3 characters on it. They're the best value you can go. It's very easy to already see some of this, like the gap skills. There's not that many characters there, which is basically Miranda, Annette, and Laroom, but I don't know what they're going to do there. Maybe they could even do a 2-person banner with an Annette and Laroom, because they don't always put like 3-4-star units there, but maybe since Miranda's fairly new, they might just make her 5-star focus just to not give people too much value, because a 2-person banner with Annette and Laroom would be pretty good. Bonfire skills, there's too many there, so I would really just try to close that, like make it much smaller amount of units, maybe just the 5-star ones that have bonfire, and maybe more recent ones, for example Milady or Dusel or something like Rinka. Those guys, definitely more appealing, more new to get people summoning for it. Goat and award skills, same idea. Look at the more recent additions, those are the 5-star exclusives, reasons why they would make people summon for it. Okay, the double special heroes banner is coming this month. It does happen every other month. One thing also missing on the calendar is actually Legendary Remix, which we know is coming. So interesting that they chose not to show that here. Maybe that's part of a FEH channel. But we know this is every 2 months. And we also kind of have a good idea of what is going to happen with a double special heroes banner. I feel like I'm going to do a should you summon more detailed video for double specials, because, or this particular one that's coming up, because it is more important to not only myself, but in general, how you can approach these banners and what you can see coming for the future, kind of like setting predictions and expectations. We know what's coming, actually, to some extent. Ninja Lin is pretty much confirmed, along with the rest of the data mine, which happened thanks to guys on Reddit and the data mine crew in general. They kind of were able to determine almost everything that's happening here. It's just some idea. We have Harmonious Tiki, Pirate Bridget, Ninja Levitane, Dancer Lechisius, Lin, and Tibarn. And I think Dancer Quan as well. So those are pretty much kind of confirmed. And the way they did this is they were able to see like the new hero introductions have been data mined for a banner as opposed to the banner itself. So it gives us a good idea that they're probably happening this month. It's strategically correct that they put Lin here. It's also disappointing for me or anyone else who's trying to save to finish Lin. And the reason for that is because they want people who spent all their orbs on the Hero Rises to not have enough orbs saved for when Lin comes back. And that's why she's probably happening here, which sucks for me and anyone else. Because, like, realistically, if you haven't spent any orbs since Hero Rises, you're only going to be somewhere around 200 or 300 orbs by the time the double special heroes banner comes and goes. So I'm going to make a sort of should you summon or how you should approach that banner and double special hero banners in general in a different video. Otherwise, I'd probably be talking for a while on how exactly you would approach it. So look forward to that sometime in the coming week. Let's actually talk about holoforms. If you don't know how holoforms works, it's basically they take characters from the games in the series in order. So we just had like Valencia with the Fallen characters, and I guess Sonya. And that means that the next game in the series is actually FE4. They're not going to do like Mystery Emblem or Mars game again, because it counts as like the same thing. So they're actually going to do Jugdrill, Genealogy, the Holy War, and I'm actually personally looking forward to Ethlin. I really want, now that I know that Form of Souls aren't like one only forever, and you can potentially get more, I am strategically looking for the right places to use Form of Souls, and I might do an updated Form of Soul video for that, for you guys that collect the Celestial Stones. But essentially, I'm hoping that Ethlin is there. She could potentially happen. She's a Grail unit, and I really want a Cav healer. Plus, I've already kind of invested in Ethlin. So for me personally, holoforms with Ethlin and potentially some other good ones could happen. We could definitely see like Arvis, Arden. They tend to throw like a Tempest Trials unit on there. So, you know, Arvis, Arden, I guess Trevant. Please don't be Trevant. Could also show up, I guess. Next up, I want to talk about the legendary mythic banner coming up. It's legendary this particular time. We already know what's kind of already confirmed here through the calendar. Again, got some great guys on Reddit and that do this. I believe this one's on a YouTuber. So anyways, on the April, we have a confirmation already based on the previous banners that we have Lilina and Mira in red, Chrom and Syros in blue, Thrasir and Celica in green, and Air and Duma in colorless. So this is actually fairly difficult to tell you where exactly like we would end up having a legendary hero, which color, just because they're all fairly covered. But if I was to take a guess, it might be like red or blue here, potentially even green or colorless, but I feel like it's probably red or blue. And I do want to cover some potential candidates that I feel are still missing in the Legendary Heroes section, which I'll show you in a moment. But essentially, look at this calendar and always look at the notification when a Legendary or Mythic banner comes out to give yourself a good idea of when those characters come back. The thing that I've kind of found a little weird with this particular calendar is we know that Gunther and Ephraim are actually happening in this remix, so it says they're not, you know, rescheduled later. And also, I have a feeling that characters like Erica, who are in January, or Lucina, for example, or Hrid in September, might actually end up on the remixes. And the reason I think this is because September and January are both remix months, and remixes are, I feel, coming every other month. As you can see here, May, July, and September, those are the every other month, essentially, and September and January fall under this. So I feel like Erica and Hrid are confirmed in those months, but actually confirmed to be on remixes as opposed to the bigger legendary banner. Could be wrong, but it's just a little bit of a guess of mine, because I feel they're shifting all the older ones out and the newer ones are coming back more often. For example, Corrin actually has like a 2-month time period since she's shown up, in May with Claude. It's already pretty close to that. So candidates for Legendary Heroes coming up. I think we're still missing Micaiah, who's pretty, she's pretty important. We're missing potentially Sheeta, Alincia, and Sigurd. So I can't really say where, but if it's red or blue, it's pretty easy to tell you that it could be any of these, because blue is like Sheeta with a lance, like her wing spear. Micaiah is originally a blue mage, even though she's pretty much done every color now, I guess, in the game. She originally was blue, so she could definitely be blue. And then you have Lincia with a sword in red and Sigurd with a sword in red, potentially. Or Lincia could even be like colorless as a staff. It'd be pretty awesome. She definitely was a staff user. So I'm expecting to see potentially one of these four maybe hitting up the legendary banners, either in this one or future ones, definitely for the year to come. Now that we've knocked out all the 3 house lords, I guess Byleth might happen, but I don't see it happening because we don't really have Robin. We have Grima, but not Robin. And we don't really, I mean, we have Corrin, but you could also argue that we might get male Corrin, I guess. So it's really difficult for me to like say if they'll do the avatar characters and how they approach doing them, because like female Corrin is like one of 4 different paths you could take, I guess, with both the males and females and the Shido and the conquest stuff. And the same idea with Grima and Robin, and is it the actual Robin or is it Grima? Anyways, guys, that's my take on the calendar for this month. We have Revival with Gangrel. That's to be expected. It's all just in order. We have all the other standard stuff, so revivals, new bound hero battles, quests, logins, whatever, all the same stuff. But the special heroes' banner should be interesting, and potentially a FEH Channel for whatever they give us in Golden Week to celebrate, like the Japanese festival, holiday, and whatnot. Thank you, guys. Let me know what you think of the calendar below. As always, if you're enjoying the videos and you want to keep seeing the content, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's over.